Hey everybody, Terry back again. This is my 1 week update. It's a day early, but tomorrow I'm going to end up working from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So I wanted to go ahead and post at least a 1 week update on my experiment. Now, if you have watched the last video, I told you that I was going to be quitting smoking again, but this time I was going to do it using vaping as my alternative. Okay, I showed you my little vape outfit here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Apparently not. Anyway. I got 4 flavors of e-liquid when I made my order to get this outfit. And the idea was, over the course of the first week, I would get used to it, figure out how to vape so that I wasn't, hacking up a lung every time I tried. And for the most part, that has happened. I have pretty well figured it out. It was a little bit difficult, especially at first, trying to figure out how to do a decent hit off of this thing in order to get the nicotine. But as of today, so far today, I have had 1.5 cigarettes. Tomorrow I should be completely off cigarettes, starting tomorrow, which is my 1 week point, or my 1 week limit. So I expect to have probably my other half a cigarette just before I go to bed tonight, and that's it. Today I am vaping on, there's too much light, you can't see. But it is Mother's Milk by Suicide Bunny. Very interesting flavor. Sorry about the lighting. Because of where I am, I'm forced to use outdoor lighting for this. But it's been a combination of vaping and, as always, my dip. Lately, I've been dipping a lot on this Grizzly Dark Wintergreen, and using my vape machine here, my K-Box Mini. My wife has been giving me static. She's starting to call me the dragon. Figure that one out. I don't know, it's kind of funny. But the effects that I've felt over the course of the last week, I have been able to get the amount of nicotine that I require. Sometimes only using my vape machine, my K-Box, and sometimes I just don't feel like smoking at all. So I dip. The nicotine in e-liquid that you get through vaping, it hits you totally different than a cigarette. You can still feel it, and in some cases, even though I very rarely get a buzz, in some cases I actually start to get a buzz off of this, and I think that's just because the different way that it's hitting. It has nothing to do with more nicotine or anything like that. It's just the way it hits you. It hits you totally different than regular smoking, It took me a little bit to figure out how to inhale it, because you don't do a mouth-to-lung inhale like you would with a cigarette, okay? You do a direct lung inhale. And just for those of you who may be watching and maybe just starting out and can't figure out how to do the inhale, now I've got this right now at 35 watts, okay? Now, in the morning, right away, I find that I can't take that. So, I start off at 20 watts, which you obviously cannot see the bloody numbers because there's too much shine off the sunlight. But I start off at 20 watts in the morning, right away. Now, that was making me cough like mad to start out with. So what I did was I played around with my breathing before I would actually hit the unit. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people try to blow out and try and get smoke through the holes to make sure, vapor through the holes to make sure that it was vaping before they started to inhale. You know, I don't do that. I tried that. It didn't work for me. So what I have found works for me so I don't cough every single time is fill your lungs about halfway before you start. Okay? And as soon as you're done, start blowing it out. Alright? So, even at 20 watts, you get quite a bit. Okay? And it takes a few more hits to be able to get the nicotine you require. But it does work. And to me, having that air buffer in the bottom end of your lungs before you actually start hitting the vape, that seems to help a great deal. I don't know particularly if that's how you're supposed to do it, but it works for me. So, you know, that's just kind of a note to anybody who's just starting out. That might work for you too. Fill your lungs about halfway and then hit your vape machine. In my case, I started off with a box mod because I like the idea of the adjustable wattage. If this keeps working, then probably in about 2 months what I'll do is order a temperature control box so I can get more of the flavor as well as, you know, the vapor. Depending on my mood, I either like more vapor or I like more flavor. It just kind of depends with me. But during the day, I've found that I slowly go up. Well, I say slowly. I go up in 5-watt increments. From 20 watts when I'm hitting that all right and I'm not coughing at all. Then I'll go up to 25 and hit that. And then I'll go up to 30 and hit that. And sometimes I'll go up to 35. Earlier today I was at 40 watts. I will warn you, that will burn your mouth on this mouthpiece after about 4 or 5 hits constantly with 40 watts. I've tried this at 50 watts. It's pretty intense. And just to give you an idea, I'll try it at 50 watts right now. Now, I do not have the pre-built coils in this. Kanger sends 2 pre-built coils with this. One of them is 0.5 ohms. The other one is 1.5 ohms. This is actually their rebuild, or their rebuildable deck that goes in it. I decided last night that I would build that up and see what that was like. And so far I like it. There's advantages to it, disadvantages, but I think the excess heat comes from this rebuildable deck. But I'll try it for you right now on 50 watts, see how that works, okay? Holy shit. Okay. With the rebuildable deck, I'm not fond of that. The 50 watts on the rebuildable, it heats up enough it actually starts to burn the back of your throat. Well, me. But I'm just starting out. But that's pretty much what I do. Like right now, I'm going to go back it down to 38 watts, and that's what I'm probably going to use the rest of the day. as far as coughing stuff up, I am beginning already, even after less than a week, I am already beginning to cough up tar and stuff that's been jamming up my lungs. I ended up, not last night, 3 nights ago, I had to run from one end of our compound to the other in the middle of the night. I took some pillows to a room that requested extra pillows, and when I walked out of the room ready to walk up here, there was somebody waiting at the door trying to hit the night call button to check in. So I had to run up here. And normally, even a week ago, that would have damn near killed me. I mean, I'd have been so out of breath when I got in here, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. But surprisingly, and the funny thing is I didn't realize this until afterwards, surprisingly, I was not out of breath when I got up here. I mean, this is, to me, phenomenal. This is the reason why I decided to start vaping and get away from cigarettes using this system. I don't know the chemical biology of it, but I can guess on it based on what I have experienced, that the VG and the PG in the juice is actually, because it's not smoke, okay, it's not completely dry when you breathe it in and inhale it, okay, so it's not actually drying out your lungs, because it's vapor instead, you know, evaporated fluid instead. It's actually going in and coating your lungs with moisture, so you end up coughing up a lot of that garbage that we've been putting into our lungs over the last, well, for me, like 25 years, okay? And I'm just, so far, I am amazed with this. The only drawback that I have found thus far with vaping instead of smoking. Smoking, I could smoke all day long, and I didn't feel like I needed a drink. This stuff, I start feeling dehydrated after about 4 hours, okay? So, you do need to drink more. Drink more water when you vape than you do when you smoke. But that's the only drawback, and to me it's only a drawback because I don't realize it until I'm starting to get a headache from being dehydrated. So as I get used to how my body reacts to this, and as I basically figure out all the ins and outs of using a vape instead of cigarettes, I think the downside will slowly go away. You know, as always, thank you all very much. I appreciate you coming with me on this experiment, on this journey that I'm on. And I hope this helps folks out that are thinking about quitting smoking. So, as always, this is Terry. Keep dipping and vape on.